And we're live! Hello, word nerds! Happy Sunday and happy 2015! Last year, 2014, is officially over, and we are starting fresh in the new year with big things planned for the channel and writing and all of that good stuff. So, today we're just going to talk about a little bit of everything 2015, what we accomplished last year, what we want to accomplish this year, what we're most looking forward to this year, and we will probably go horribly off topic on more than one occasion. So, to start, we are going to talk about what we thought we'd have accomplished by this point, like what your goals were last year kind of thing. Did you accomplish as much in 2014 as you'd hoped to? Bless you, Megan.
Thank you.
And Kaylin is the first one on my left.
I did very bad this year with my resolutions. Most of them
last year.
Were,
this year you're still
last
great.
year.
You're killing it.
It's going to take me 2 months to say this year, like, to get used to 2015. This year I've been doing great so far. But last year kind of sucked. I had a lot of writing-related goals that I didn't really meet for obvious and unobvious reasons, but like I wanted to have the Alien writing in progress that I was doing done. That didn't get done. Although I did do Nano, which wasn't part of my resolutions for last year, and I got jump-started on a story, and then I'm still writing, so not like up and down for last year.
Next up is the word nerd in the marvelous hat, Emma.
I don't remember much about my resolutions for last year. I do know one thing I wanted to actually try and do Nano because I had never tried to do it before, and I did try and do it. I didn't finish, but I tried and did it. I think one thing was that I very naively, because last year was the first year that I haven't been in school in my entire life, and so I was like, I'm gonna have so much more time to write, and then I was like, no, I'm not. And then turns out adult life is really hard, so that was a shock, but I've learned from it. But one goal I did meet was my Goodreads reading challenge, which I'm really excited about. My goal was 50 books, and I finished my 50th book on December 30th, so one day early. I was very excited.
Punctual.
I know. I was like, early this year.
That is awesome.
I upped my goal to 60 for this year. We'll see what happens.
Gotta push it. I did the same thing. I was like, I beat my goal. Let's go for it.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna do 50 again, and I was like, no, I should challenge myself and try and read more.
And Erin?
Last year was both great and horrible in different ways. It's hard to remember any of my actual resolutions that I set, but I know that I set resolutions instead of goals, which was I'm realizing now really a bad idea for me, because I need to be small steps goals rather than big shiny resolutions. I think one of mine was get published in 2015.
Have control over that.
Yeah, it's so vague, right? And then I ended up parting ways with my literary agent last year, and so that didn't get fulfilled. But I think that taught me goals instead of resolutions. So, good and bad.
Yeah.
That leaves Megan.
I only set one goal for last year because I had someone ask me at the beginning of last year how I did on my resolutions from the year before, and I was thoroughly ashamed and had an existential crisis. So I set a goal to begin querying agents last year, and I did on December 26th. So I sent a couple of queries, and now I'm waiting for their inboxes to slow up before I send out the rest of them. But
hey, that's awesome. I don't know what I set out to achieve for 2014. Odds are I did not get there, whatever they were. I know I had some big publishing goals, and then, if you want to publish a lot of books, do not get a puppy. Don't move if at all possible. 2014 was a good year, though. I liked 2014. I know for a lot of people it was kind of a rough year. I enjoyed it, but I want this year to be even better.
I'm glad 2014's over.
Yeah.
I'm so bad.
I'm ready to start fresh. I don't know what it is about the new year. You get so optimistic. You're
I love it.
I know it's only been 4 days since the last year, but we're gonna forget all about that, and we're just gonna look forward.
See, I watched the ball drop at the Florida time first, and that just for some reason my anxiety could not handle it. And I was like, it's the new year in Florida, and I'm on the West Coast, and everything is awful. But come midnight our time, I was really optimistic.
So 3 really rough hours for you.
Yeah. There were people at our house, and I hate people at our house. Just kidding. If any of our friends are watching this, I love you, and I'm glad you were here.
That's why I went to someone else's house.
You
So my
sound
house
like
wasn't a mess.
me. Yeah. For the whole Christmas holidays, I'm like, why is there so many people? Why am I not in my hermit writer's cave right now?
Well, do you all know what you're going to be working towards for this year, or are you just kind of doing your besting it? And seeing where it goes?
I like that term, doing your besting it. Do you want to go through?
Okay, we'll start at Kaylin again.
Yeah.
She looks like she's got an answer ready to go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep the same resolutions as last year for this year, and that's just to complete something and start querying. I don't care if it is December 26th of this year that I start.
Oh, it feels good anyway.
It's going to feel amazing. I just need to get this finished and polished and edited and then polished, and that's my one goal this year, I think. My one writing goal, anyway, is to eventually start querying this year.
Emma?
I don't set a lot of year-long goals or like resolutions because I think that resolutions aren't very effective, and like expecting something over a whole year's period of time is like not realistic. But I do, like, this year I want to finish something because I'm really good at starting things and really bad at finishing things. So I want to actually finish something this year. So.
Erin?
Yeah, like I said before, I have goals instead of resolutions now. So I've been doing things like I want to start writing 3,000 words a day, as I said before, instead of 2. We'll see how that goes. That's a lot of words. But I'm hoping to finish like a book a month, which is like really kind of insane. But
That's
I'd
giving me heartburn.
I'd love to be able to do that. So we'll see how that goes. But my goal is to write at least like probably 5 books this year, rough drafts. And then I do have big shiny plans, but that also depends on how things with agents go. So they're under wraps for now.
Megan?
I set a goal to write 2 manuscripts, 2 brand new ones, and to revise my Nano novel completely so that I can begin querying it, assuming that the one I'm querying now does not get an agent. And I set like Goodreads goals, 45 books this year.
I
45
jumped
books that
over.
aren't manuscripts.
Yeah.
I decided that I'm going to read 52 books this year. I'm going to make it
Snap.
a book
A
a week.
week.
I can do that. I mean, I read the selection series in 2 days. I think I can manage a
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
You can do
Yeah.
anything.
It's like I did 50 books last year, and there were definitely weeks that I didn't read any books, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I got just so thrown off because of my internship that, like, by the end I was like, I think I hit my goal. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I want to,
Well,
like,
you were reading a lot of manuscripts, though, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that totally counts.
that definitely counts.
I wish you
I
could.
think
I wish you
so.
could like add things on Goodreads that aren't. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I'm
Well,
kind
you're
of...
probably learning a lot more, too, reading the manuscripts, seeing what
Oh,
other
yeah,
people are
it's
doing
done
and
Wonders for my
reading and stuff.
writing.
Yeah.
I upped my Goodreads goal from last year, but because of the books that I'm reading are all ones that are going to be published by Book Trope, they're ones that are on Goodreads, so I can count them.
That's
Like, I hate when I can't, I didn't count Megan's manuscript towards my goal last year because it's not on Goodreads, and I just
mm-hmm.
I can't do it.
I
Alright,
hate
isn't
to
your
God,
goal,
Megan,
like-
why aren't you on Goodreads?
I know.
thinking.
What's wrong with you?
Like, Kelly, isn't your reading goal like 120 books?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
I saw that and I was like, oh
I'm
my
like, I'm so
god.
proud of myself for reading 50. Like,
But I think realistically, I'll be reading at least 15 workbooks. Like if you count Erica's stuff and other Patrick Press stuff, like it's going to be like just over 100 books for me. So I'm trying to read more, like make a point of reading every day and just like sitting down with a book more often than I did last year. So
I agree with that. I do need that. Like, I've noticed, because I picked up Paper Towns again, because I've been kind of in a reading slump since the new year, because I read the Selection series, and then I jumped into an Australian book called, I think it's Life in Outer Space, which is a contemporary. It kind of reminded me of Paper Towns a little bit. It was really good, so I decided to give Paper Towns another try. and just jumped in where I left off. But I like sitting down and just relaxing, trying to get everything quiet. So that's definitely something that I would like to do more of.
Yeah. I started reading My True Love Gave to Me.
Oh,
I'm
yay!
loving it.
Very nice.
It's so good.
How many stories have you read?
I have read all but 3 of them. I'm
Oh,
on Beer Buckets and Baby Jesus.
the last one was my favorite, the Lady Taylor one. So
Really?
Yeah.
I loved Matt de la Peña's. I was just like, just thinking about it gets me choked
Which
up. Like,
character?
eating muffins on the floor. And you wanted some muffins.
Okay, I'm blanking on which story this is.
It's the one where he's cat sitting and
Oh, I love
the
that
girl's
one.
pipes are frozen.
I also like the Christmas tree one.
Mm.
You got in there, yeah?
Oh, that one was so cute. That one's Stephanie Perkins, right?
Yeah. That's the one where I was talking
You
about.
know
Like,
wrong.
you know your favorite authors writing in like books like these. You're like, these are the ones I love. Stephanie Perkins and Laini Taylor's are my favorite, which shouldn't be shocking at all. Okay, so
good.
next question is, how do you plan on making sure you achieve more of your goals this year than you did last year? What are you going to change to keep yourself more organized? Or, and I'm not just looking to plug Right All Year. I mean in general.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, I'm going to go to Write All Year more often and try and use that as motivation to be able to boost my word count. All the spreadsheets.
Patchwork-press.com.
Go there. Link will be down in the description somewhere. I don't know, like just being held accountable. That's what I need.
I bought myself a day planner, so we're going to see how that goes.
No, that I might actually do that because I downloaded for Nano. I downloaded Sarah. Is it Sarah Denon?
Susan.
Susan Denon. There you go.
I made it even.
This sounds vaguely familiar. I feel like I know what
I downloaded her the calendar that she made. It had like the squares on it that you got to color in,
Yeah.
and that really kind of
I
like
love
helped
stuff like that.
do that.
I love when
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna get a day planner and do that
Yeah.
too because that I need that type of
I
motivation.
don't know if you guys saw that planner that went like really viral called the Passion Planner.
Yeah, I just
I
saw
did
that.
look at that.
but-
I was going to buy
yeah.
one, but they wouldn't get here till March.
Yeah.
Like, no, I have to do that
Yeah.
like now.
I tweeted about it, and if you tweeted about it between like a certain like set of dates, then you would get a free PDF of 2015.
It's on the website now. You can just
Yeah,
download
it's on
it.
the website now.
So you'll
And
take
I downloaded it, and I've been loving it.
What
It
is
like
it
tells
called?
you. It's called the Passion Planner.
Everyone keeps talking about it. I was gonna order it, but like Kelly said, it's on back order.
Yeah. I've been really, really impressed with it. It has you like sit down and like in your dream world, what would your goals be for the next 3 months, in a year, in 3 years, and in your lifetime? And then it like gives you the step by step of like, okay, well, if this is your goal, like break it down. What do you need to do to get to that goal? Set dates for it. And then it's just got like, it's so good. It's got like
Wow,
checkpoints.
this is like by hour though, like half an hour increments.
I need that.
Wow.
Yeah, I would
work
totally
from
use
home.
that.
That would be like micromanaging to me, to where I would feel so much pressure to fill those spaces, which I guess is the point.
Yeah. And how I tend to do it is more like, because I made lists on like regular sheets of paper before of like, instead of going, this is what I'll do at each time, this is what I have to do first. Once I finish this, I can move on to this. And then, so.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I liked in the Passion Planner is you set like what the most important thing you need to do that day is, and then the most important thing for the week, which.
And they like divvy it up, like the most important work thing and the most important personal thing you want to do.
Now I'm probably going to make Matt print out a Passion Planner for me this week.
Yeah, I am very, very impressed with it, and I love checking off the things. I love checking things off when I finish them.
Well, for Christmas I got these like dry erase blackboards kind of that are circles for each day of the week and then just a general notes one. So I'm thinking once I stick those on my wall that it'll be
Ooh.
writing down the most important thing for that day, and then I'll get to scratch it at the end of the day. And just knowing what like the main thing I have to focus on for one day should be good.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture and it's really big.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
from the little
incredible.
picture, I thought it was like the size of.
She just
and
released a
there's a
compact
small
one
one,
as
too.
well. Yeah, so there's two different
Yeah.
sizes now.
But I like big ones. I want to.
Yeah, I want the big one.
Yeah. And I've been like using it kind of as a journal too, because there's a section that's like good things that happened this week, and so I wrote in like reading My True Love Gave to Me, love it.
Yeah. And I
Writing
got, like,
went really well.
smelly pens in different colors, so getting to write lists in different colors always makes me really happy. I don't know. So, any other tactics you will be using for the year to strategies and whatnot?
Lots of checklists. I mean, I guess
Like-
that goes along with
Yeah.
the planner.
I love checklists. I like the word count graphs, make my life for
Spreadsheets.
writing. Yeah, spreadsheets.
Mm-hmm. Having writing friends holding you accountable is really,
Yeah.
really useful too. Like, I don't think I would have finished my revisions nearly as quickly if Kelly hadn't been like, okay, send this to me on December 1st, whether or not you're done.
I can be annoying like that.
That was awesome. I was like, oh, I need to finish this. Kelly's getting
Deadline, like for people who is like, especially for goals that aren't work related, that you don't really have to check in with anybody. Having those like deadlines that someone else is waiting for makes a big difference for me. Over at Write All Year, we're doing accountability groups starting in the next couple of days where you sign up on a form and then you'll get put into like a private group of probably 4 people, I think, at this point. So you'll have a group of people who are specifically looking out for you and your goals. So I think that'll be a good one for me. It's just like,
Yeah.
I have the benefit of being able to like handpick who I want. But
And also, like, I don't know, I know we talk about critique partners a lot. I know that, is it Maggie Steveotter? She's doing her Cupid's match thing now, so I would definitely, like, stalk her on Twitter and see her. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not over yet. But basically, I think it's the same as it was in previous years where there's a blog post that you go and, like, you leave a comment on, and you're supposed to put, like, the genre that you write in, the name of it, and, like, a little bit of other information, and then you read other people's, and if you're like, oh, that sounds really cool, let me connect with this person, meet critique partners. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a hard time. Like, I really want to do my 3,000 words a day thing, but I'm moving at the end of this month. So
You're moving again?
yes.
Oh my god.
Did you buy a house?
Bless your heart.
Yeah, we bought an apartment. So.
oh yay!
Yeah, we're not moving too far away, which is nice, but it's still like packing up my entire house in 2 weeks. So I guess like I've got everything on my laptop right now, so I guess I'll just continue to do that and then just be able to write anywhere, I guess. It doesn't, for me, like sitting down in a workspace is a huge part of my being able to commit to something. Like having a set time and having a set workplace. So being kind of a writing nomad it takes a toll on my goals and my resolution, I guess, but we will try to get better at that.
Are you going to have a pretty new writing space at the new place, or?
I do, actually. I have a set room for my library, and it even has, I'm really excited about this, it even has a sliding glass door out onto the deck from my library.
Very nice.
Yes!
That's the dream!
Yes, I know. So when I'm like all like, oh, I've written 3,000 words, I'm so tired, I can just go outside and onto the deck and get some fresh air. I'm so stoked.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's funny, I was looking at Erica's apartment and being like, it's the perfect bachelor/writing pad.
Uh-huh.
You know, she got it.
Change of plans. Tell you later.
Oh, oh, nice.
It was so cute.
Is someone monitoring the comments? Because we have
Well,
No,
a
someone-
shocking amount of viewers.
I didn't
Okay.
see the link, so I have not gone over there yet. Person
I
who is in
tweeted
charge.
Woo, 7 comments.
13
What's
people
up?
watching. I want a hermit writing page now. I don't know what that means.
But I need one.
I think I want it.
There it is. I found it.
That's what I'm most excited for if we move, is that our next place will have 2 bedrooms, so there can be, like, an office.
See, whenever we move, we're going to be downsizing. I'm only going to have 1 bedroom.
There's actually a comment that reminded me of one of my other goals. YA Perfectionist says her Goodreads goal is 150 books. I also want to finish my first rough draft. Another goal of mine is to blog more consistently. Yes, I am so failing on the blog front, and I really need to like do it more, but I don't have that much to say, and when I do have a lot to say, I'll vlog about it. So, I don't know, I'm torn on that front.
You should do, like, vlogs and blogs that go, like, hand in hand, so you
Together?
can link
Yeah.
to each
That's a good
other.
idea.
Like, have the blog go a little more in-depth.
That's
Yeah,
smart.
I agree with that.
I like
And
that.
over at Red LU, we actually have a bloggers and vloggers forum, thanks to Dana, who is YA perfectionist.
Holla.
Perfect.
Yeah, I definitely
read
want to try it.
115 books last year, so my 25 books looks very not happy.
Yeah, at the end of the year, I saw people like on Instagram posting, "Oh, this is my 200th book of the year." I'm like,
Like, where do you come up with this time?
Yeah, no kidding. I always wanted a job that would allow me to read on the job. Like, I don't care if it's sitting there in a laundromat watching, making sure no one, like, does something to the laundry machines. As long as I could read the entire time, I'd be totally cool with it.
no, audiobooks opens up a lot of that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
When I was working in a call center, it was awful because call centers are terrible. But I did, like, in between phone calls, I could read, which was nice. But then I had to talk to people on the phone, so.
That's always the worst.
So my current
process.
job is, like, kind of like, well, my morning job is kind of, like, mindless, like, looking at images for quality checking, so I just, like, listen to audiobooks the whole time.
That's pretty cool.
That's part of the reason I got to 50, because I was just listening to audiobooks for, like, the last month of the year. I was like, I need more books.
I really wouldn't mind a job that was just, like, so mindlessly easy that you could read or listen to audiobooks. The rest
you also
of the
need a
day.
boss who acknowledges how mindlessly easy it is. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, you have to stare at the washing machines for 8 hours and then you can go home.
Gotta be vigilant. Always vigilant.
Constant vigilance.
Laundromat is very important. Well, it's funny because I always think of the laundromat when I think of reading while working, because when I was a kid, we always went to the laundromat and the lady there would always be reading a new book every time I went in. So I was like, that's the job I want to do.
Erin had really high life goals as a child.
Absolutely. As long as I could read all day. Cool. I'll take the $8 an hour laundromat job.
Oh my goodness.
Just reading Wendy's comment. She hasn't been around much and she missed us. We missed you too.
We missed you.
Rose just saw The Hobbit. Let's see.
Oh, I still need to see that.
I was gonna go
Don't get me
tomorrow,
started.
not tomorrow, on Tuesday, but then I was all like, no, I really want to just like work this first work week and like all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll probably go next week.
Get into it.
We were going
I
to go a
have
couple
the
weeks ago,
horrible-
but then we chose Interstellar instead.
How was it?
It was
You
good.
liked it?
I really liked
I think
it.
Interstellar is more important to see in a movie theater
Yeah.
than The Hobbit.
I know, right? I was like,
I
please watch The Hobbit later. I need to see this now.
You know what? I honestly wish I'd seen Interstellar instead of The Hobbit, and that is weird for me to say. I was really disappointed by The Hobbit. I won't say why or give anything away.
I've been hearing that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, and then like my husband and I, after we got out of it, I was like so irritated because there's one part where Legolas like basically defies gravity while he's fighting, and I was like going on and on about it. He's like, isn't that bad? I'm like,
Is that where he jumps up the rocks while they're falling? Because Hank Green proved that it's possible.
What? Well, come on. Okay.
Someone asked him,
All I
and on
have to do
Tumblr, he was like, blah, 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 blah. So, yes, it's possible.
Maybe it's technically possible, but all I could see
He's
was
also an elf.
Wow, he's like, come on. Like, this is just for the video game.
Oh, that's true. The reason I'm not really looking forward to seeing it is because of like things I know that happened from the book that will still happen in the movie, and I just they're better looking in the movie than they were. In the book.
And there's just so many good movies out right now. Like every time we've thought about going to see it, we've seen something else instead. Like we were like, oh, we can go see it, and then we saw Interstellar, and then we had another day where we were like, we should go to the movies, and we saw Into the Woods. And like,
I saw Into the Woods too. Did you like it?
I really liked it.
You guys are making me jealous. I haven't been to
Yeah,
movies
we
since
are way too poor.
Mockingjay. Like, that's the first time I've seen a movie in months.
You have to
Mockingjay
wait
was the only movie I saw last year.
One of the theaters
Really?
here on
Oh, I saw
Tuesdays.
Yeah, here too. Yep.
Yeah, one of the theaters here on Tuesdays, they do movies like they're $5.50 all day long
Nice.
to the movies, so it's really nice.
We saw a matinee for Into the Woods too, and I was surprised at how many little kids there were. Like there were.
I know everyone brought their
I think
children.
people expected it to be more Disney.
Before you brought their children, like
Oh, I was really surprised at how, like, the whole thing with Johnny Depp in the wolf costume and the song, it really smacked of pedophilia, and I was like, really?
it does in the musical, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, there's, like, you know, like, 10-year-old kids around me, and, like, obviously they're missing the subtext, but
a lot of parents don't research movies, I guess, before they bring their kids, because, there were a lot of kids in our showing, and I was like, this is a really dark movie.
Well, you think
it's really dark.
safe. I think if you don't know the musical, you think, fairy tale musical.
That's what
is pretty safe
like,
bet.
I didn't even know it was a musical until just this moment. So, like, seeing the trailer, I'd be like,
a lot of people were also, I've heard a lot of people were complaining when they saw it, and they were like, they sang the whole time, and it's like, yeah, it's a Broadway musical. Maybe you should have, like, Googled the movie before you went to go see it. Like,
well, I don't feel like they really, like, showed you it was a musical in the previews, because the previews were
they were singing.
I saw some where they were singing.
Yeah, that's true.
There were people talking during it, but they had, like, the Into the Woods theme, like, with people singing the Into the Woods theme the whole time.
Well, they kind of, like, unrolled the previews. Like, there were short little clips, and I remember thinking, like, what is it about? And then they had longer clips, and I guess, like, a lot of people missed those longer clips. So, like, my husband went in, and I was like, this is a musical, and he's like, what? Like, I don't know what's going on.
He's like, you sit down in the theater. Oh, by the way.
Yes.
Sorry.
I think this transitions pretty nicely into what movies are you looking forward to for 2015?
I don't even know what's coming out.
Mockingjay Part 2, but my impressions are not ready.
Is Paper Towns coming out this year?
I don't know. I
I'm
think
excited
so.
to see Paper Towns.
I think so. I'm looking forward to the new Cinderella, the live-action one.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried, though, from the previews, it looks like it's going to be, like, the exact story.
Yeah.
It's definitely week before, so it's different. Because they like stuff.
I just think it'll be cute.
But also, it's a live-action adaptation of the animated movie. Like, it's not like a retelling.
Paper Towns is June 5th of this year.
Holla.
And I'm excited to see Helena Bonham Carter play, like, a fairy godmother. That's very different.
Oh,
yes. I'm so excited to see her.
Absolutely. Favorite actress. Did you hear she split up with Tim Burton?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
The best headline I saw about that, though, was, like, who gets custody of Johnny
I was going to say that. Like, people were all over Twitter. Like, oh, that's really funny. And then, like, 18 times later, I'm like, it was funnier the first time. Now it's history. It's over. You lost the moment.
Oh, and Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Fucker Ball Droid.
And Avengers 2. Avengers 2 comes out.
Avengers 2.
Avengers 2.
Yeah,
Pitch Perfect 2 is the one I will
Pitch Perfect 2 is, I am so for that movie.
So many movies.
I'm really nervous to see that though, because Pitch Perfect is so good and I just don't want it to ruin it. So we'll see if the second one's just as good.
I didn't really like the first one that much, but I think it's because I saw
Get out of town.
I saw it like after it like came out on DVD and everything, so everyone had been quoting it on Facebook for like months, and then I like saw it and I was like,
I didn't know much about it before. I watched it on DVD too.
Yeah.
And then so I was like
still in college, so like
everyone, and everybody's like, "You're just watching that?" I'm like, "Shut up and let me have my moment."
I saw it in college, like so everyone was watching it and everyone was talking about it. So then I finally saw it and it was like not what it was hyped up to be. And also I watched it like in my apartment. And, like, all my roommates were there, and they had a bunch of people over. This is why I was engaged, so, like, I thought all my roommates were super annoying around that time. Because I just wanted to get married and move out. and so they just, like, talked along and sang along and all this stuff the whole time. And so I think it was more that I was annoyed with them, and that's why I didn't enjoy the movie.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to watch it again.
They're doing another Amityville? Seriously? Did not know that. Oh, Jupiter Ascending?
I'm looking forward to that one.
Which one?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
Jupiter Ascending?
Jupiter Ascending, yeah.
Disney's doing that. Disney's doing that movie Tomorrowland, which I'm mostly excited for just because, like, I have no idea what it's about. Like,
I don't think anybody knows what it's about yet.
Yeah, I think it's the most. They've like kept it such a secret that makes it exciting. Yeah.
It really reminds me of a book I would have read when I was a teenager.
Right?
That's why I want to watch it for sure.
Oh, and Jurassic World.
Oh yeah.
Anything.
I hope that's good.
Chris Pratt in a serious role. I'm excited.
Yeah, like I really liked Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy, but for some reason in the Jurassic World trailer, all I could picture was like Burt Macklin.
Yes, exactly. I think it was like Burt Macklin and Andy the whole time in the trailer. So I think the first like few minutes of the movie will be hard to adjust to, but as long as he does a good job, I think it'll be okay after that. But
Also, there's that
sure he will.
Fantasy One Seventh Son. Have you guys seen previews for that?
I saw like part of a preview, like as I was like walking through the movie theater lobby.
It's really weird because like I was watching it and I was like, this is my character. There's a redheaded witch with dreadlocks in it.
It's
And
based on a book, isn't it?
maybe,
Pretty sure
I
it's a
don't
book.
know. But I was like, that's really bizarre because I love that actress and I wrote the character almost exactly like how it's portrayed in the previews. This is eerie. It's kind of cool to see though, and the movie looks really good.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Thanks.
Pass.
Although, this will probably still never happen, but I'm more likely to eventually watch the movie than I am to ever read the books.
That's true.
Ellen
What
DeGeneres
about-
did her own version of the trailer, and it's really
Yeah,
funny.
like,
Where
well,
she plays Anastasia,
Yes.
and it's really great.
It's so funny.
Okay, and then there's The Death. Are you guys?
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
Looking forward to
I
that.
haven't read the book, but
Me neither.
it
Like I
looks
want to read it.
really
before I-
funny.
Wait, which movie?
The Death.
Death. The designated ugly fat friend.
Oh, I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got Mae Whitman, and she's amazing. And it's,
Mhm.
I also think it's ridiculous because she's so obviously not ugly or fat.
Right.
But I don't think it's supposed to be that. Like, I think that's kind of the point.
Is it like
You
Ugly
see
Betty?
yourself that way, but it's not like...
I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
I
even
heard
think she's
that.
big. I don't even think she's
Not even
like,
close.
medium-sized.
I heard though, Cody Keplinger,
Yeah, I think that's
the author. She said that the movie does deviate a lot from the book in some parts
So
because
interesting.
there's lots of sexy times in the book, and they wanted a PG-13 rating, so they took all the times out.
Okay, interesting.
There's a couple YA sequels, Insurgent,
Mm-hmm. With everyone's like me.
and the second Maze Runner movie.
I don't know.
I
if
have yet to
I've
see the
not seen
first
yours.
Maze Runner movie.
It was okay.
I really
the book
want to
was
see it, though.
okay.
I thought the movie was pretty good, but I didn't read the books before that. I just got the book for Christmas, so.
I'm waiting for the
husband-
library to give me the books.
Oh yeah, my husband like texted my dad on New Year's Eve because my dad gave him like a gift that he super liked, and he was like, "Oh, and what are you doing for New Year's?" And my dad was like, my wife's out of town, and so I'm in the house alone. I'm watching The Maze Runner on pay-per-view." I'm like, okay, Happy New Year. That's probably like his dream night, though.
Probably. By himself.
He hates people as much as I do, if not more.
There's the Minion movie is coming out this year.
Yeah, I will
I'm
love
really
it.
excited.
I'm very excited to take Charlie back to the movie. Like she did a really good job with Mr. Peabody and Sherman, so which is a great movie for kids.
Oh yeah, we watched that on DVD. It was cute.
But right now it's Wreck-It Ralph every day, all day. That's all she wants to watch. So it'll be nice to have a change, even if it is the Minions again.
It's a
What
lot
about
of really,
books?
Yeah, good.
I
There's a lot of really
scoured
bad
Goodreads
movies.
this weekend for books for this year that I want to read, and I found a couple.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys the link in the comments if it's just a fairly decent list of YA books that are coming out, just like with pictures of the cover. It starts in November, so you just want to skip to January. But
I have been looking for a list like this forever. And you just send me the magic link.
I already got Waistcoats and Weaponry. I just bought that this week. So pretty. Pretty shiny cover.
More of a Kind is coming out soon, right?
yep, yeah. Other people's books. Let's talk about this.
I think my most anticipated for the year is, I mentioned it a million times already, is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli.
I definitely keep seeing that.
That comes out April 7th. I'm really excited for that book.
Man, there's a lot of really pretty book covers.
I know. I want them all.
Yeah.
And like some of them on this one, like you'll see, it's the paperback release, so it's a different cover than what you're used to, and it's not really a new release, but it's still a good list.
Fairest.
They
That
said
one
for
of the-
Liars Inc. That one sounds good.
Oh, the Lunar Chronicle.
I just saw like a description of Liar's Inc., so I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to that. That's pretty cool. Basically, it's like he sells lies.
Yeah,
So,
like
that's
forged,
cool.
Oh, that's neat.
forged
Yeah.
excuses from school and stuff like that. Yeah,
Oh, that's really cool. What's it called? The Liars Inc.
it's
Adding
called
that-
Liars Inc.
Adding that to Goodreads.
I'll add that. Yeah.
For anyone who's watching and curious, we're on booknerd.ca, and then there's an upcoming book releases button.
Button.
I'm really excited to read Mosquitoland. I can't remember who
Yes.
it's by.
I don't even remember much about it. I remember adding it to my TBR list, though.
Yeah, it just got a starred Kirkus review, I'm pretty sure. So I'm very excited for that one.
Fine. Let's see.
I'm looking
The
for.
darkest-
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying that, like, the really pretty covers, I love typography on covers. So when the title takes up like a large portion of it, I'm in love with it. Holly Black's new one that actually comes out the 13th of this month is The Darkest Part of the Forest. Not entirely, again, I don't remember a lot of what I read, including synopsises for books, but this is up there. I definitely want to read that one too.
I just read my very first Holly Black book a couple weeks ago, and I really liked it.
How was? Yeah, I've never read any. I have one, I think.
I read
I read
Curse
the Coldest
River
Girl in
series.
Cold Town. I was like kind of hesitant about it at first because I was like, vampire books, but I really liked it because it was like actually like kind of bloody, like a vampire book should be.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's-
and she
that's
actually,
what
I was reading about like her writing the book, and she was saying about how she's always wanted to write a vampire book because she loves like the old vampire books. But it always felt like there were either too many of them or they weren't in style, and she was finally like, I'm just gonna write this book that I want to write. Like I want to write a vampire book. So.
That's cool.
And she's like, and I want to write a real vampire book.
Some of these I don't know. Like I'm looking at the covers, and I'm like, is this a sequel to something or?
Mhm.
I don't know.
I've heard a lot of people talk about The Red Queen by Victoria.
I liked it.
Aveyard.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
So that's definitely up there. That's February 10th release.
Vanishing Girls is coming out by Lauren Oliver, and I really want to read that one.
Liber Brave, we've talked about a few times.
Mhm.
I need that book.
Oh, I got scared for a minute. I'm scrolling down the upcoming thing, and I saw Polaris. I'm like, wait, you guys have a cover already?
Oh yeah, there's a
But-
book called Polaris.
Okay. It's not the good Polaris that I'm waiting for.
Okay, who's the Red Queen by? There's like a dozen of them on Goodreads.
It's
Victoria
Aveyard is the last name.
Aveyard, yeah.
Okay.
AVE Yard.
There's so many good books on this list.
lot
The
of
new
them.
Sarah J.
Yes,
Maas.
like I'm gonna go through all of these.
That's what I like. The first time I found this list, well, like that they updated it for 2015. I just like had Goodreads open on one screen and then this. And it's like, yep. I think if you click them, they take you right to Goodreads. Actually,
Yeah,
They do. Yes. Very nice. Playlist for the Dead. I've been hearing a little bit about.
which one's that? What's that cover look like?
It's a blue cover where it has a silhouette of the boy and the girl, and like they have their
Okay, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
intertwined.
Because there's also Love Letters to the Dead, which I started but couldn't get into.
Oh, the next one in Maureen Johnson's series.
Yeah, it's finally
Yeah.
coming.
Man, there's a book coming out, and I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. But it's got like a hearse, like sideways down the cover. And
I know what you're talking about. I think did I have
and
that?
he like knows that he's gonna die or whatever at a certain
Like he goes
date.
to his own funeral and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, beforehand. Oh man,
I really want to read it, and I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called either.
But I know it's coming out this year.
I'm on June on the list, and I haven't seen it yet. I don't think.
I went to the bottom and didn't see it, but the list only goes through like August, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of September ones, but yeah, like it's a lot of covers for the second half of the year haven't really been released.
I love the cover for the Orphan Queen.
Yeah.
I want to read that one
By
too.
Jody Meadows.
Beautiful. So,
Ooh, this one looks really good. The Sin Eater's Daughter.
ooh.
On title alone, I'm interested.
Yeah, the first two sentences are 17-year-old Twyla lives in a castle, but although she's engaged to the prince, Twyla isn't exactly a member of the court. She's the executioner.
What?
Huh.
How's she engaged to the prince then?
The heir comes out in a little while.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Okay, that's something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. And like 2 Sarah J. Maas books this year, which is super
Still
exciting.
my beating heart.
That feels my life.
Look at this list for ideas for book club, but I guess we really want to do not just brand new releases, but
Yeah.
like
Is
ones
the
that
other-
are coming out.
The other one is The Court of Thorns and Roses.
Mhm.
By Sarah J. Maas.
That's like a new adult.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yes. Oh, the second Steelheart book is coming out, too.
Yeah, it comes out this Tuesday.
I feel like I need to reread the first one before I can read that one again, because it was like,
Yeah. I recently recommended it to someone, so I like went back through and was like, this is what it's about.
yeah.
And I remember, like, I wasn't crazy about the very beginning of the book, but the action at the end, I was just like, whoa!
It like was one of the books that like slow. Yeah, the beginning I was like, oh, whatever, and then like the farther I got into it, the more I was like, this is actually getting really good. I really liked it. I feel like there's like not enough superhero books out there, and I thought it was like a
Yes.
cool twist where people with superhero powers are all bad.
Okay, a bit of a weird topic change here, but today I saw a Kickstarter for the sequel to Princess of Thorns by Stacey J. Because apparently she didn't sell enough that her publisher wasn't willing to pick up a second book in the series, so she was going to self-publish. I'm looking at it now on this list. It came out December 9th. They're willing to write it off that quickly? You have a month?
I don't even know what that is.
Really?
Like, seriously? 'Cause
I don't know.
I think the Kickstarter started today and saying that she's self-publishing because her publisher wouldn't pick up the sequel because she didn't sell enough.
Wow.
It came out less than
That
a
seems
month
really
ago.
strange. I wonder if there was like more to it, like the bookstores weren't picking up enough of them or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Pre-ordered enough? That's rough.
I haven't even heard of it. I've never heard
Yeah.
that.
I've heard good things
That's
about it.
probably the problem. What's it called?
Princess of Thorns by Stacey J. Stacey.
It says it Game of Thrones meets Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Ooh, cool.
Oh, I like that.
So she looks like a mere
Stacey J.
mortal. Princess Aurora is a fairy blessed with enhanced strength, bravery, and mercy, yet cursed to destroy the free will of any man who kisses her.
Oh.
Interesting. Why does everyone love the name Aurora so much? Oh, is that a retelling of Sleeping
It's
Beauty?
Sleeping Beauty,
Sure. Okay.
yeah.
Princess of Thorns. Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna pull up the Kickstarter again. Because, yeah, that is kind of blowing my mind.
Ooh,
But
cool cover. I want to read.
I'm trying to find that cover with the hearse on it, and now I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going through all of my, like, links in my history and everything, and I can't find it anywhere.
It's gone. Gone forever.
Maybe it was just a dream that we both had. It
Yeah.
doesn't really exist. I'm going to be sad.
So apparently it's actually Sleeping Beauty's daughter is who it's about.
Huh.
Game of Thrones meets Grimm's Fairy Tale. That looks pretty good.
it's weird. I'm, like, scrolling through that list again, and at least twice in just January alone, the cover model that I used for Four of a Kind is featured on other books.
Really?
What?
Although none of the pictures I'm using, like, they don't look similar at all. I recognize her fairly easily at this point.
So what date does that come out again?
It's complicated. We don't need to talk about it now.
Keep your eyes out. Four of a kind.
Okay,
New adult
technically,
contemporary.
I decided to serialize it, so it's each book has 4 chunks, and the first chunk may have come out today. Maybe.
Today! How did I not realize that?
Because Kelly's keeping secrets.
So yeah, you can find it on Amazon and probably Barnes & Noble.
Probably Kobo.
Probably Kobo. iBooks.
Too bad Erica isn't here. She would know.
Yeah.
I will actually advertise it once the full book's out, but for now I'm just letting the serial parts go every couple of weeks and seeing how that goes.
I've read the beginning and it's quite good.
In other news on that list, there's a book called The Story Spinner, which I'm interested in, again, based on title alone. Although she's also holding a bow and arrow on the cover, which is kind of impressive.
That was cool.
Fancy round.
While we're promoting Kelly, I'm also very excited for the Patchwork Press anthology coming out this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have more news about that soon.
Yeah.
Probably need to touch base with everyone, see where they are in terms of
Yeah.
writing new stories.
People have like asked me questions and I've been putting off answering them because I don't know the answers yet.
So yeah, anything else this year that you're looking forward to?
Querying forever.
Excuse me.
I'm still like at a very optimistic point in my querying process because I've only sent out a few. It's like I could do this forever. This is the best. I'm sure that will die by the end of this year. But I'm
Oh,
so,
and
you know.
Rosamund Hodges' new book. I'm excited for that.
Yes. The cover's so pretty of that one. Do we have any comments? What are you looking forward to?
Yes, because at this point, if I'm going to meet 52 books, I need more recommendations. Even though I have like a lot of books in my TBR, like I'm always looking for new things to jump into.
Yeah. Because if something's been on my TBR list for like the number of years I've had a Goodreads, there's a good chance I'm not ever going to read it.
Yeah.
I hope that's not true, because the first book on my list of like the one that's been there forever is Days of Blood and Starlight, and I have to read it eventually.
Oh.
Like I think I bumped it up to the top of the list once when I like was seriously optimistic about being able to put them in the order that I wanted to read them. But I think I got like 3 books into ordering them and I just stopped. This is silly. I have 400 books I want to read. Get a life, Kelly.
That sounds like a pretty good life to me.
I have a lot of books I want to read this year that don't come out this year. Like I just have so many books I'd planned to get to by now. I think my first audiobook of the year is going to be Codename Verity.
It's a good book.
I really need to read that.
I need to read Rose Under Fire.
That's why that's kind of what's prompting it, because I've heard such good things about Rose Under Fire that I'm like, okay,
Really?
Yeah.
I liked Codename Verity a lot more than I liked Rose Under Fire.
Really?
Is Rose Under Fire the sequel or a prequel?
It's a companion.
Okay.
Because Rose, she's like already out of the concentration camp and she's like narrating what happened while she was in it. And so it was like really fascinating, but for the most part I was like, okay, well I know she gets out.
Yeah, it didn't blow your mind like Codename Verity did at the end.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what?
Don't tell me!
No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers at all. It just rips your heart into 1,000 pieces.
Oh, no.
In the best kind of way.
I loved that one though. And we're reading We Were Liars for our Word Nerds Book Club pick this month, which is another incredible book.
Really good and really fast read. So
Yeah.
And like
I
seriously,
just got it in 2 days ago, and I had it in my hands, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna read it now. And I'm like, if I read it now, I'm gonna forget everything, no matter
you're
how
so
many
good
notes
about
I
taking
take.
notes. You're so good.
I do take a lot of notes.
And I'd be so curious to see what your notes are for this one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why I got the physical copy. I'm like, I'm gonna.
I kind of
highlight,
wish I had written
I'm gonna
in
do
mine.
everything.
Yeah,
Me
I wish I'd
too.
written in mine.
That's something we have to do this year.
Because I will never.
Yes, we've talked
have
about that a lot. We need
Yeah.
to find a book to pass around.
That none of us have read yet, but
Yeah.
that we know will be
I
worth
wish it
reading.
had been
Yeah.
We Were Liars.
And
Yeah.
I feel like by the end of the year, we should be like seriously planning our first Word Nerds get together.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think so, yeah.
We'll be planning one by the end of the year.
Oh, also, share the Word Nerds with your friends. We're very close to 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
And we really want to get there.
What was I looking at?
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Well, we've got new books for 2015, movies for 2015. Anything else? TV shows?
Supernatural comes out. It's not new. I mean, it's the new half of the season, but
Mhm.
For anyone that
I wish I had
watches
cable.
Once Upon a Time, it's like kind of going back to what it used to be like, I feel like, this next half of the season, so I'm really excited.
Yeah.
There's like 3 different villains, and
I've
Rumpelstiltskin's
watched-
evil again.
Thor today so that I could get caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. so that I can watch Agent Carter when it starts.
Yeah, I need to get caught up.
Yeah, TV
Oh,
shows.
has anyone read Rebel Bell?
I've heard
have
good
it from
things.
the library right now. I
I've
haven't
heard a
read
lot
it.
about it.
I
But I
want to
just
read
checked
it
it
so
out this
bad.
week.
What's it
IMDb
called?
Geek said that Miss Mayhem is coming out this year, which is
I'll
the
try and
sequel
read it
to
this
Rebel
week.
Bell.
Mhm.
What's it called? Rebel what?
Rebel Bell. She's like
Like
a Southern belle.
belle.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
It sounds really good. I really want it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we have a good question here. Yoshi Ryoto asked, sorry to disrupt the conversation, but what is Goodreads exactly? Goodreads it's like the Facebook of books.
No, it's like the crack of books.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can you have bookshelves, and it's like virtual shelves of books you want to read or books you have read. You can make your own shelves. So I have books that made me sob my heart out, and diverse books and stuff like that. And you can update as you're reading them and rate them.
I love it for the yearly Goodreads challenge. Where you set how many books you want to read in the year, and it'll track it for you, how many books behind you are, and get this pretty little graphic of all the books you've read.
Mm-hmm. And we all know how much the Word Nerds love graphics of our progress.
Oh, also TV this year is the last season of Parks and Rec.
Yes.
I'm really sad.
I'm not ready for it to be over.
I'm not ready for it to be over because I only just started watching
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
And it's I haven't got to experience it live yet.
This will be my only season live. Yeah.
I had most of last season.
Yeah. I watched all the seasons, and then I looked it up, and I was like, "There's only one more."
Yeah, and it's only a half season.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 13 episodes.
Short.
And I just know now that I've read Amy Poehler's book that I'm gonna be doubly a mess.
Yeah.
She loves this show so much.
Is anyone going to go see, obviously not Kelly, but Women in Black 2 is coming out? It's based on a short story, the first one was.
I liked the first one. I don't think I'm
I
gonna
saw
see
the
second
first one.
You don't think you'll see
I
the
want to be
second one?
honest. I think I only like the first one because Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know, I'm really
seen it.
trying to get into scary movies, but I'm more of an occult scary movie type.
Right.
I'm not into the ghosts unless it's
Yeah.
really good because I don't know. Most of them, I'll admit,
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity, the movies kind of creep me out, but they're more of a loud noise. Oh, I'm jumping.
Yeah.
I want something that's psychologically gonna scare the crap out of me.
Paranormal Activity was different.
I really-
It was sort of Blair Witch Project-y. When
Yeah.
the first one came out, everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And then there was Paranormal Activity 2 and 3 and 4, and I was like, "I'm so bored."
Right.
Yeah.
They did with Saw. The first Saw was very taboo, and we're like, "Oh my god, it's so weird." And then the eighth one comes out, you're
10
like,
years later.
you're reaching
I really, really liked The Woman in Black. Quite a lot, actually. I was really surprised that Daniel Radcliffe did so well. But, to me, potential Woman in Black spoilers. To me, that story was over. She got what she wanted. She helped Daniel Radcliffe out, and it was over. Why would she come back?
It will be original, kind of how they did Annabelle. There's a sequel or a prequel or something, and it was totally different and horribly scary.
Yeah, I'm super picky about scary movies because I don't like them to be really gruesome, and I don't like them to be the just trying to do loud noises just to make you jump, or I don't like possession type things. So I really like
Yeah,
Woman
it
in
creeps
Black.
me out.
Woman in Black is my kind of scary movie. I love
Me
The
too.
Others and stuff like that. So I like I like it when it just creeps me out.
I liked Women in Black because it had a classic feel to it, and I think that was the short story part of it coming
There's
through.
a classic gothic feel to it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the type of stuff I love. So I just hope they continue that feeling with it. I don't know if they will or not. So.
I think it's a more modern one. I don't think it takes place in the past.
No, that's a bit disappointing. I don't know. I
It does a little bit, but not as much.
didn't watch the preview.
It was hashtag she never left.
Oh, really? Oh.
It's no, she left. The
It's gonna be
story's
like a
over.
sequel. It's gonna be one of those like a lot of sequels to scary movies where it's just something this cheap thing. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm actually
The
looking
first one
at
was so well made.
Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer, not the trailer, the cover for the movie, and the little boy's dressed in like 19th century clothing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it'll still be. I don't know.
Interesting note on the whole overkill sequels thing. Interstellar
Uh-huh.
was the only film in the top 10 worldwide box office last year to be wholly original, not a reboot, remake, sequel, or part of a franchise. And like all the ones we've been talking about for this year, pretty much reboots and sequels.
That
and,
seems to be a big thing. Like, my husband was talking about wanting to watch RoboCop. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, no, the new one. I'm like, there's a new one? And I think it just got so mixed up in the new Dredd that came out and the new Total Recall. Like, everything is just, why?
I think that's part of why I'm excited for
that.
Tomorrowland, because like it's
completely original.
Like, I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
And
And
actually,
actually-
it just looks so cool.
I feel like we get like one good movie a year that's original. You know?
Original, yeah.
Like Interstellar.
Seven Sons as well, and I like anything that I know is based on literature because I can usually count on it to have a better plot than it usually would. So I really still want to see Interstellar though. Everyone keeps saying how amazing it is. I sort of thought it was the same thing as what's her name floating in space,
Gravity.
Julia
Gravity.
Roberts. Yeah, and I was just
Sandra Bullock, you mean?
I just
Sandra Bullock, Julia Roberts, they're all the same person.
I really wanted to like Gravity, but I think that's the same thing that happened with Pitch Perfect with Emma. It got so hyped up that I finally I did go see that in theaters, and just seeing it in 3D and everything was great and it was awesome. But I'm like, I expected more out of the plot, I guess.
Yeah,
Which,
I feel like it's one of those movies that wasn't well received. It wasn't well received because of the plot. It was because it was like the way it was beautiful, and the music was good. But yeah, I haven't seen it.
honestly,
like,
I
the whole
do need
idea of being stuck out in space is scarier than anything.
Yeah, if you're actually
On
stuck out in
Earth.
space. If you're watching a movie that's 3 hours of some lady screaming because she's stuck out in space, I'm like, kind of what?
Interstellar is more like Inception in space kind of thing.
That is what everyone
like
keeps saying,
mind-blowing.
and that's why I want to see it.
It's very Christopher Nolan, yeah.
Yes, it's Christopher Nolan. So.
I am going.
It's like you finish it and you're like, I don't know what just happened.
My brain hurts.
I'm just accepting what happened because I don't understand how it happened. And of course, there's like people like all over the internet. They're like, it doesn't make sense scientifically. It's like it's science fiction. Like, get over it.
Exactly. People are ridiculous, though. Film critics will always talk. Especially, I notice Star Wars fans are the most hilarious people when they decide to pick apart the Star. I love it. I love like you guys are insane.
I just
not real.
well, I'm considered a late generation Star Wars fan. Like, I grew up on the
The original
prequel part.
Oh.
Not the original, like the prequel.
I grew up on
Oh, really?
So it's like I don't hate them as much as other people do, and I know a lot of people apparently hate the Ewoks, and I'm like, how can you hate
The Ewoks are so cute.
I have no
seriously.
problem with the Ewoks. I have a huge problem with the Jar Jar Binks
Oh yeah.
fiasco.
Yeah.
Issues with the Ewoks, and yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I don't understand the
Did
Ewoks.
you guys ever see that How I Met Your Mother episode where Barney explains
Like, that was like the deciding factor.
he can tell a woman's age based on whether or not she likes Ewoks because adults didn't like them because they seemed childish, but younger kids liked them because
And yet they're
reminded them
okay
of teddy
with
bears.
Yoda, who is like a little green puppet. I mean, whatever,
And then
dude.
you find out that like one of the Ewoks was Warwick Davis as a little kid, and I'm like, I can't handle the cute. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I heard Warwick Davis was in it, and as one of the Ewoks, I was like, oh, he's probably like already an old person because I feel like he's like really old, but he was like a kid. He's so cute.
He's just permanently
Picture of
old.
him. I was like, oh, and apparently like the whole cast just like loved him because he was like the sweetest.
How could they not?
Yeah, apparently he was just like a super nice kid, and I was like, oh, Warwick Davis, Flitwick.
I just don't feel that passionate about Star Wars one way or the other. I am Star Trek.
I love it.
Oh,
See,
I love Star Wars.
I'm one of those people too. It's like I can't pick one. I love Star Trek a lot. I also really love Star Wars. No hate.
My
I'm on both
parents
sides
like
of the
really
fence.
liked Star Wars, so I grew up watching 4, 5, and 6 before like 1, 2, and 3 came out. So it was like
Yes, Phantom Menace was the first Star Wars movie I saw. So like as
What?
an adult, like looking
Really?
I saw it with you, Megan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you really liked them, and I had never watched. Like my parents liked them, but I was always like, I'm not gonna watch that. It's stupid. And so, but you wanted to go see it, so I remember I went with you guys, and I was like, I should watch the rest
crush
of
on
them.
Anakin
I
Skywalker.
remember,
I remember
I was in.
I don't think anyone had a bigger crush on
And I
him.
remember your mom was
Anyone
like,
had
I
a crush
remember
on
having a
Anakin
crush on Luke
Skywalker.
when I was
He's like the worst actor on the planet Earth.
But yeah, so it was the first one I saw. So like, look, like I've watched it in recent years and been like, okay, this movie is really not that not that great.
Terrible.
But like, a part of me loves it because it is what got me to watch the rest of them. Like, I liked it enough as a kid that I was like, I want to watch all these movies.
It's
now.
a gateway movie.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was during like midterms or something like that. I think it was in 7th grade. They just played it on the TV. So this is even after the number 1 came out in theaters. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. What is this? So I went home, I looked it up, and then we wound up watching them. And Mom's like, how have you never watched Star Wars? Like,
I think that's how my parents were. They're like, how have you not watched it when you've lived with us? I'm like, I don't know. Like, my parents really like Star Trek, and like, I've seen hardly any Star Trek in my life. Like,
Star Trek.
I've seen like.
see,
there's,
I've
like,
only seen the original series of Star
I've
Trek.
seen the movie with the
wondered that.
whales. That's all I remember.
With the
about
whales. That's my favorite.
And I've seen the that one where like Picard and Kirk are both in it. I can't remember what it's called.
The Journey Home, I think.
It's like this really weird one where they're like both in it, and they're like on this weird planet. I don't know. There's some sort of time travel thing going on in that one. But I've seen the new ones, and I love the new ones.
It's like the Doctor Who Christmas
Emma and I
episode.
loved Stargate. We watched it.
I
Stargate. I think
Stargate too.
when I got like really obsessed with something, I would take notes on it, or I would like type up notes and have floppy disks full of notes about the show.
Stargate
So
floppy
like
disks?
every now and then I'll still find something that's like wormhole physics.
Oh, Star Trek Generations. That's the one that Picard and Kirk are both in that I've seen. Generations.
My
don't
parents
know
only
about
got
that either.
cool later on when I was like a teenager, so they started like watching all of the old Star Treks, like showing them to like my brother and sister and stuff when I was like 19 or something. It's like, why did you wait till now to be cool?
The moment had
Although,
passed.
to be fair, they did introduce me to the old Star Wars when I was about 12 or 13, so all is forgiven.
My
I've
parents
been
really
binge
like
watching Star Wars this weekend. I got
My
it
parents
for
watched a lot
Jared.
of X-Files, so I saw a lot of that.
Yeah. Oh, X-Files.
Oh,
I
X-Files.
like saw the
Don't-
Supernatural episode where they
Yes.
like pretend to be X-Files.
And like
I so
the
badly
the
wanna
front
watch.
intro is basically the X-Files intro,
Yes.
but with
Yeah.
Supernatural. Oh my god, it's
There's-
awesome.
Anytime I see, there's like weird greenhouses that I've seen in places before where they're like, it's all of this like white tarp almost that goes to the ground and there's like light shining inside. I think they're greenhouses or something, but every time I see them, I like think of that one. I think it's one of the X-Files movies, maybe, with like
With the bees?
Yes,
Yes.
it creeped me out. I'm like, there's bees in there.
The second movie was a major disappointment, but the series and the first movie were amazing.
I haven't seen the movies. I just saw the old series.
The
I didn't
first
know there
movie
was
is classic. Love the first. The
Oh.
second movie,
Not so much. That's
I
usually
think
how
it's
it is.
like we're supposed to be talking about 2015, and we're talking about.
yes, we were,
Yeah.
we warned them though.
We also
warned
have a
them all the
question.
time about getting off topic.
We have questions.
Yeah. We have a question from Claire Samuels. What are your opinions on the character type of the unreliable narrator, and do any of us have experience writing one?
Megan.
I do. I wrote a book that I really, really, really hope is going to get published that has an unreliable narrator. And you think she's one thing and really she's lying and she's something totally different. And it's very hard to write, I think, but I love it.
I imagine it's really tough to write.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was gonna say. Like, there's some stuff like that, like really classic in like Agatha Christie books I've read and stuff. And she like study. If you're gonna write something like that, study it.
Read a lot of
Read
books.
all
and
of
do
the books with unreliable narrators that you can possibly get your hands on. 'Cause I never have tried it because it's intimidating as heck.
But I
Yeah.
love
So, all right. So
reading
what's
those.
considered an
Yes.
unreliable narrator? Like, is Fight Club, is that considered an unreliable narrator?
I think so.
Yeah.
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 Because it's not unreliable in that like.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
like he
right.
doesn't say
Same
he's
thing.
unreliable, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically just like a narrator who's lying to the reader in some way, I
Right,
feel
but
like.
pulling it
yeah.
off. Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, really hard to do, but if you do it well, it can be like a mind-blowing experience for the reader.
Yeah.
I imagine it's really hard to pants. Like you gotta
Oh,
plot
no,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to at least understand like how it's going to pan out throughout the book and like
Yeah.
where the hints are gonna fall, because the hints are critical
Yeah.
when you're doing an unreliable narrator, so that like your big reveal at the end is even more like,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's shocking, but not like out of the blue.
But then when you go
exactly.
back to reread it, you pick up on all the
I
things.
love that so much.
Yeah.
Not just unreliable narrators, anything that
Yeah.
like, you could have seen it coming if you'd known exactly
Yeah.
how to piece all the.
Mhm.
Like,
They should be the big reveal, and the reader goes, "Oh my god," and then,
Yeah.
"Oh."
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we will be talking about this at the end of the month, but, like, after I read We Were Liars, I, like, laid in bed that night just, like, thinking about the book, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, and everything was, like, clicking in my head.
So I haven't read We Were Liars yet. I just bought it. Is it an unreliable narrator?
Sort of.
All I've
Sort of.
heard,
She has memory loss.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
the
You
only
found
thing
that out
I
pretty
heard
early
about
on.
was in the front cover. It says if someone asks about the ending, you have to lie about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
If someone asks
Yeah,
you
because
how
if
it
anyone
ends,
asks you
just
how
lie.
it ends, lie. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So I have
Love
I
that.
have literally no idea what to expect.
Yeah, like,
You guys
going
just
in
like,
completely
the
and totally
summary
blind.
on the inside flap doesn't tell you anything. Like,
Yeah.
and that's
Right,
how
it's
it needs
nothing.
to be. Like, that book.
Mhm.
That's so cool.
I did
love a book
read
like that, and like they can totally rely on word of mouth. Because people are so blown away by that
Mhm.
book. They don't need to describe it. Everyone's
Yeah.
telling their friends like, read it. Trust me.
Mhm.
So cool.
I've only read one unreliable narrator that I didn't like, and that was in Justine Larbalestier's Liar. And I think that was just like she wasn't my cup of tea. She was very well written, but the book wasn't what I was expecting. Like I was expecting a girl who had lied and potentially like killed her boyfriend, but it turned into this weird like the girl was a werewolf.
Wow.
I was like, this is not what I bargained for. Other than that, I've loved them.
Is there any other questions?
I found the Hearst book.
What's it called?
It's called Denton's Little Death Date. It
Yes.
comes out April 14th.
I want it so bad. And the cover is just so eye-catching. Yeah, we have no new questions. We've been going for a little over an hour. We still have a surprising amount of viewers, so thanks for tuning in. Hello, people. Subscribe to us if you aren't.
We love you.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to cover for going into 2015?
School is still happening.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun, depending on what classes I have to take. I still haven't settled on a major yet.
Exciting.
I have maybe a couple weeks to decide that.
Well,
if I want to
no
register
pressure.
for classes last minute, so yeah.
yeah, no pressure or anything.
No pressure at all.
Erica's graduating this year, right? That's pretty exciting.
Spring, I think.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have big things like that, like school or moving?
We might be moving. My husband
Maybe
is
moving.
applying to PhD programs, and 4 out of 5 of
Ooh.
them are on the East Coast. So
Wow.
fingers crossed.
I should be
What's
moving
that?
within, like, the next 4 months.
It's exciting.
I'm hoping to go to BEA this year, and by hoping
too.
I'm like actively.
I want to go to BEA so bad.
Oh,
I think I'm
That
going to make it
reminds-
happen.
Oh my gosh, you guys could meet!
We'll have to drag Erica too.
where's BEA again?
New York.
New York.
Oh, I still want to go. That'd be
Should.
amazing.
You should.
Yeah, because Kelly might be coming to
Four.
Florida after I've moved there. So.
Yes.
We're
Oh
doing
man,
amazing.
that would be amazing. Like just to meet one other word nerd.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
if I meet Kelly, that'll mean I will have met the most number of word nerds. So.
And I was so sad that one time Aaron was here, I was
You
in
were with
Utah.
me.
Such bad timing.
But I'm really excited for Y'all West. Ransom Riggs is the keynote speaker, and
When is it?
it is in April. It's like April 11th and 12th. All the authors I want to see are on the 11th. So
We should just plan to go to.
Lockhart.
We should plan to go to BEA next year, like a definite concrete plan.
It's in Chicago next year.
Oh,
Chicago. Ooh.
I've never been
Is
there.
that good? What's the best place for us to meet? would Chicago be okay? I'm down for anything.
I have no clue where I'll be next year.
As long as we make definite, concrete plans. Like, we just have to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Planning it.
plan towards it.
Although, like, I kind of want to like meet you when we all meet at the same time, do nothing. Like
Yeah,
that feels like the
Yeah.
first meetup.
lock ourselves in a house and read.
We seriously need to like rent a cabin somewhere. That's what I picture us doing. Renting a cabin and shenanigans following while we film the shenanigans.
Or like staying on the beach or something, like a beach house or something.
Yes, that would be so amazing.
We'll call it a writer's retreat, but we'll see.
But we won't get any
We all
writing
know what
done.
it will really be.
Because we can read out on the beach all the time. That'd be nice.
So
I'm a
I
amazing.
get very sunburnt.
Yeah, I bet.
I would have to like work on like my base for like 5 months before.
Says the word nerd who lives in California.
Yeah, no kidding.
I haven't seen sun in weeks.
That should be our goal for 2016. Or no, our goal for 2015 is to plan for 2016.
Yeah.
Yes.
Collective
This
war
is gonna
nerd goal.
happen.
We have to at some point.
Gosh, what's the squeaking noise?
Yeah, what is
Is that Kelly?
That would be
that-
Piper.
Yeah, that's Piper.
In the room, I didn't think you guys could hear her. It's like 3 rooms away. Well, we will wrap this up for now because we're over an hour and
And the rest of you probably don't care about our meetup plan.
How could you not care?
hey, we will film it and it will be on
Can you
Facebook.
imagine the videos that's going to come out of that?
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. I'm already planning
We
some of
have
them.
2 questions
All right, that's true.
that popped up. The first one, what is BEA?
Book Expo America. It is like a massive, massive book industry event. It's less of like a reader event and more of a like blogging, and blogging definitely counts because we're reviewing books, and it's where you see a lot of like what's coming out in the future. Publishers are hyping up their next releases. Lots of authors there signing books. Lots of panels on the publishing industry. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm. And the second one was, what are you totally looking forward to book-wise? Which we kind of answered before, but there's just a lot of amazing books coming out.
I found another one that I forgot I was looking forward to, which is Gwenda Bond's. I forget what it's called, but it's a Lois Lane YA.
Ooh.
Fallout?
Oh, yeah, who's writing that? Isn't that one of the Beautiful Creatures writers?
Mm-mm.
Someone else is doing the Black Widow.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's Margaret.
Margaret,
Stoll.
yeah.
Margaret Stoll.
Lois Lane Fallout is Gwenda Bond, who was one of the authors that was published by Strange Chemistry and then got set adrift.
Ah.
So yeah, that comes out May 1st, and it's Lois Lane is starting a new life in Metropolis, and then the last line is something with, thank goodness for her, maybe more than a friend, a guy she knows only by his screen name, Smallville Guy.
Ooh. Adorable.
That could be really cool. All right. So we are good.
We're
We will
good.
let you guys know what we're going to talk about next week. And I'm going to mute now because the dog is squeaking. So somebody else wrap this up.
All right.
And it's
Oh wait,
silent.
questions are pouring in. Hang on. Wait, one more. Have we ever thought of doing a meetup with your viewers?
Well, people
Maybe
would
if we
have
ever
to
went to
travel.
something like BEA or something, like
That would be
if viewers were there, we could totally do that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think anywhere there are viewers, we would love to meet them. But
It
our
just- it gets
viewers
hard
are
because-
varied right now.
We're all over the
It's
place.
dispersed all over the place. So it's like if you go one place, you know, we're kind of missing a lot of people.
Yeah. We're definitely, the Wordners aren't big enough yet that we can have a get together and have like more than 2 people come. So,
One of them
But
being
I'm
my
sure-
mom.
Yeah.
yeah, my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we ever go to a conference with like all of us, we could really do meetup with
Yeah.
Oh,
viewers.
yeah. Yeah. If we did BDA or something in 2016, that would be really
Yeah.
cool.
We
Just
probably
to
have
tell
a
people where we
decent
are.
chunk of subscribers then too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, yeah. That'd be awesome. We could like meet for like a big coffee or something with a bunch of people, and that would be really fun.
That'd
So
be
yes, we
super
will
fun.
do that someday.
In the meantime, share us with all your friends so that there would actually be people at something like that.
And we're not
Also-
going anywhere. We're going to be here for a very long time. So
Until we
Yes.
it
die.
will be
And-
happening.
In the meantime, you can interact with all of us over at Write All Year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right all
My
year.
friend.
Hyper-press.com.
Like announcer voice. Cool. Well, shall we sign off?
Yep. Happy New Year. Stay in school.
Thanks
Write
for
all the
watching.
things.
Yeah.
Read a lot of books.
Happy 2015.
Bye, guys.
Bye.